AJ Second Nature, perfect song to lead into the ASCRS Ophthalmology Hall of Fame, which was created in 1999 to honor pioneers in celebration of their distinguished careers and contributions. Their contributions to the field have shaped the way modern ophthalmology is practiced. They've laid the foundation for medical and surgical ophthalmology, trained thousands of ophthalmologists who practice throughout the world, and develop institutions that will continue ophthalmic research for years to come. And now to introduce our next honoree, please welcome Virender Songwan.
Good morning. I'm introducing someone who is my teacher and who I trained with. Not many of us have this opportunity and privilege of presenting and introducing your own teacher for Hall of Fame. So you can realize this morning is very special for me personally and for the LVPEI Institute and for the global ophthalmologist. Dr. Rao is a teacher par excellence, and I'll give you an example of his teaching skills. During my training, I had a complication during the surgery. I could not put the lens. And I told him this is what happened. He said, don't worry. Next morning when he saw the patient, he told, Madam, sorry I could not put the lens in your eye, but I'll still make sure that you see well. That morning, I learned the biggest lesson of my life, that how a teacher should be. How when you stand back. He is a very bold and a brave leader, because very few of us can think of leaving a career which is flourishing in US and go back to your home country and create an institution that touches the life of at least 2 million people every year, and that also treats everyone irrespective of their paying capacity. This morning is a tribute for someone who is an innovator, who is a great leader, a grandfather, a fine surgeon, a teacher, and above all, a very generous human being. Thank you.
My father was a medical student who I ended up with my aunt for almost 7 more years in another village where there was no running water. There was no electricity. Wearing shoes or even sandals was something special. And the experiences that I had of that village, I believe very strongly today, looking back, laid a very strong foundation for my life. My father, being a doctor, influenced my decision to pursue a medical career. I did my residency in New Delhi. Professor Agarwal, who was the head of the ophthalmology center there, was an outstanding teacher. Under his influence, I have become interested in academic aspects of ophthalmology. I decided to go to America to get advanced training in ophthalmology.
In the United States, Dr. Rao completed a corneal fellowship at Tufts, but it was the move to Rochester that changed his life.
I got a fellowship opportunity with Dr. Jim Aquavella. Jim was a renowned corneal transplant specialist in those days. That has helped me significantly in learning all the surgical skills and competencies that I had later on in my life. The entire experience that I had in America and in Rochester prepared me for what was to come. We wanted to gain experience, expertise, and then return to India and help as many people as we could. And the plan was to return in 1986, start small.
A mutual friend introduced Dr. Rao to the son of Mr. LVPEI, renowned movie producer and director of India. Ramesh Prasad told of money that they were planning to give to a good medical project.
January of 1986, I was visiting India, met both father and son. That's when they have told me that they have decided to give the money to our project. In addition to the money, they also said that they had this land available. We finally left America on October 4th of 1986. December 6th, we put the first shovel in the ground. June 1, 1987, we saw the first patient. It was accepted. A model where care shall be given of the highest quality to everyone. Whatever may be the complexity of the problem, however expensive the treatment is, everything we had to start from scratch, all the way from the building to recruit and train every cadre of staff. We started adding education, training of ophthalmologists and other cadres of eye care personnel. And then slowly we began to add research. We developed this model of what we called secondary service centers, one for every 500,000 people. The first one was in the most remotest area of the state at that time. We brought in a system of eye banking into the country.
The LV Prasad Eye Institute now has 8 major initiatives that include education, research, rehabilitation, rural eye health, product development, eye banking, and innovation.
Besides the main facility here, we have 3 tertiary centers, 16 secondary level rural eye centers, and 144 primary care vision centers in remote rural and tribal areas. In the past 30 years, we touched about 20 million people. We trained about 20,000 eye care professionals from all over the world.
I think what Nagarao has done here is truly a game changer as far as India and in many other situations, other developing countries like in Southeast Asia, Africa, Latin America.
I think Dr. Rao is someone who is a visionary, who is a leader, which is exceptional.
Dr. Rao will be remembered by the employees at the lowest cadre of the institute, the highest academicians across the world.
I think I'd like to be remembered as someone who has realized the dream of helping and impacting as many people as possible in this world.
The American Society of Cataract and Refractive Surgery proudly salutes Gulapalli Rao as a distinguished member of the Ophthalmology Hall of Fame.
And it's my proud pleasure to invite Dr. Rao to say a few words. Ladies and gentlemen, please take applause to him.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the ASC.
In 1753, Jacques Davier presented before the Royal French Society of Surgeons a paper on curing cataracts by removing the lens. That indeed is transformational, we all agree. And as I walked through the names of the people inducted into this prestigious Hall of Fame over the years, each of them have made pioneering contributions, changed the way we diagnose and treat eye problems. These covered every conceivable area related to eye care, from preservation to restoration of sight, and also pioneers who help people with irreversible loss of vision with means of empowering them to realize their full potential, like Louis Braille. But most of the outstanding discoveries and their products have benefited mostly the people living in the more advanced and the privileged communities of the world. What we tried to do in Hyderabad through the past 30 years is to develop a model that makes sure that everybody, irrespective of economic, gender, or social disadvantage, gets the same quality care. Through our primary eye care center in remote rural areas, we have been able to touch the most neglected of the populations. All this happened because of the diligence and dedication of 2,500 plus of our colleagues at our institute, and the support that we have received from friends all over the world, be it in the form of their time, their talent, or their treasure. And all that we did was to put that all together. And I've been very privileged to lead such an outstanding group of people, and we've been able to make this kind of impact both nationally and globally. I have many people to thank for the reason I'm standing here today. Many friends, many teachers, and importantly, my family, my parents, children, and my wife Pratibha. I'd like to think that this honor belongs to everybody. And I also want to think that you are recognizing me today is a signal to the commitment of everybody sitting in this room to make sure that we eliminate the scourge of needless blindness and vision impairment throughout the world. If not immediately, maybe in the next 20-25 years. Wouldn't that be wonderful if we could achieve that? And the brain power, and the innovative power, and the skills that everyone sitting in this room have, it's not something impossible. We can achieve it, and let's go for it. Thank you so much.